Cyclone Yasi has claimed its first life, and although another 2 people were initially reported missing, they've both been found safe and well. The tragic news comes as residents begin the heartbreaking clean-up of hundreds of homes and businesses that were battered by the storm. Many communities remain without power and safe drinking water, but as James Kelly reports, help and some essential supplies are starting to trickle through.
Like many far north Queensland coastal communities, Tully Heads, halfway between Cairns and Townsville, didn't stand a chance.
Devastated. Devastation. Just tears. Tears of just all the hard work that people have done. You know, and you come down here and just everything's gone.
On Wednesday night, Cyclone Yasi, coupled with a storm surge, unleashed its fury, pounding hundreds of homes.
Yeah, pretty knocked up. Yeah, and shell-shocked, I suppose, is a good word for it.
As residents returned to their ruined homes, it was the Queensland Premier who delivered the news everybody feared.
We can confirm the first cyclone-related death.
A 23-year-old man died at Bambaroo near Ingham as he took shelter. He was using a power generator in a closed room.
Unfortunately, there wasn't sufficient ventilation. He was found by a relative.
To see such a young person die like this is a real tragedy.
At Cardwell, there were fears one man was swept away by the storm surge, but he emerged from the mangroves today where he'd been sheltering from the cyclone.
We have many communities that now are without any power, which means that their water treatment plants are not able to work.
The Premier pleaded with residents to be patient, saying it took 4 weeks for electricity to be fully restored after Cyclone Larry. While bad weather hampered the relief effort yesterday, the Army rolled into Ingham overnight. Soldiers were briefed on what they could expect.
There are large teams of people in the area and moving into the area today and over the weekend to provide that additional support.
The other thing we're doing is putting 2 water police vessels off Cardwell. One of those is a very large vessel and it's like a mobile police station.
Police say they're out in force. 6 people have been arrested for looting in Townsville. Help is also on its way from outside the state. SES volunteers flew north this morning from Canberra.
Their tasking will be quite varied, as we understand it, particularly about assisting residents in recovering the valuables from their properties, particularly those residents that have lost their homes.
The federal government is also poised to hand out disaster relief payments. As the Prime Minister toured Innisfail and Townsville, she announced payments of $1,000 for every adult affected by the cyclone, $400 per child. Yasi has sparked fresh debate about the federal government's proposed flood levy. Julia Gillard says she won't be using it to rebuild cyclone-affected areas.
No, we won't. We will need to find additional resources in the federal government's budget.
Exactly what Tony Abbott's been saying all along.
The Prime Minister knows that there are savings there in the budget.
This is a catastrophic event and it requires all of us to rise to the occasion, and that means politicians putting politics aside.
While the exact cost of the cyclone won't be known for some time, the federal government spent $500 million after Cyclone Larry. Tonight, the town of Cardwell remains cut off. The Weather Bureau has issued flood warnings for a number of rivers between Cairns and Townsville. James Kelly, Late Line.